Hi, Shelley here. Today I'm working on an 11 by 14 inch canvas, trying my hand at a resist technique. And if it works, I think it'll be very cool. Here's the photo that sparked my imagination. If you're interested in any of my stencil SVG files, you can check out my PayHip shop in the link below. So come along with me and let's get started. You know, it's very frustrating when you forget to turn on the camera and you've done all this recording. Very frustrating. Okay, so let's do this again. I got so excited about jumping in and getting going on this idea that I totally forgot to turn on the camera. So here I am again. I have got a Crock-Pot Little Dipper. We've had this for years. We bought it to take stuff to have, you know, I don't know, chips and dip kind of stuff years ago. And of course we'd never use it. Or somebody gave it to us as a wedding present maybe. I don't know. But that's what I use it in my craft room now. And I have got one square of this Milk House Candle Creamery. They make them all, you know, a lot of people make wax melts. And it's white cedar and spice. I don't think that matters, but it does smell really good. And I've got one square of these wax melts in my pot and melted. And I've got my Fritillary stencil out. And I have accidentally tore it there when I was weeding it. So here's what I'm going to do. I go in and I got my dauber here. And get my hot wax, and I'm just going to put it on my stencil all over. I'm going to make sure I go in the right order here so I don't forget something. So I've already got wax on my stencil. Oh. I love the look of batik. Ever since I was a little girl and we used to visit my aunt and uncle in Southern California, and we always got to sleep in Cousin Doug's room, and his girlfriend was an art major, still is an artist, and she had made him the coolest things while they were dating, and one of them was a batik piece that hung on the wall, and I used to just lie there in bed and stare at that thing. Well, everything that she made was gorgeous, but this batik piece was really something. And I always thought batik was really neat and I wanted to learn it, but then of course as I got older and found out all the steps and the expense of all the things that you gotta have to do batik properly, I thought, yeah, it's never gonna happen. So I've been looking for a way to do a batik-like thing in my art. And I happened upon a video last night where a gal was using some different things, and I thought, well, couldn't she used some regular candle wax and just dripped it onto the canvas. And I thought, well, if you could do that, couldn't I use a dauber and melt the wax? And so I think this is going to work. We're going to find out. And I would say if you didn't have this kind of setup, you could take a candle wax of any kind, melt it in the microwave for a few seconds till it's melted, and do the same thing I'm doing. You don't need to have this pot. All right. So now I don't know if you can see that or not. It's so light. Can you see that texture on there? So that's my wax. Now I'm going to go run this under hot water and clean it off. All right, let's start out with our background. I'm trying to be careful with my heat tool that I don't melt my wax again. We make some marks, some spots here and there. Some of our blue out here. Uh-oh. That is really blue. Thought about doing this other one, but I don't think I'm going to. That was a little bit darker than I had intended. That's better. Oh, smudged it around, but that's okay. I kind of like that. Some little blue spots elsewhere. All right, is that all we want to do to it? I think it's pretty cool. I feel like there should be something else though. What? Maybe a little bit of our Caribbean blue on top. Tone it down and add a little more dimension. Yes, I like that better. Instead of just blue. Okay, I've got this French word stamp. I don't know what it says. It makes me nervous whenever I use something I don't understand what the language says. I hope it's nothing bad. Anyway, I'm going to use it just to add a little bit of... I just tried it on a piece of paper and it seemed to work. So what I'm going to do is just put out a little bit on my wax paper here. I want a thin bit, I think. Press it down in there good. Ooh, please work. Ooh, okay, cool. Oh, I've never used one of these with paint before, but it seems to be working. Didn't get that one very straight, but I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, wherever you push down is where it goes. So if you don't push down all the way, then... Okay, I think that's cool. I bet I have to clean this right away. Now, typically, I would want to tone this down, but I'm not a real bright... But I really like this, and I really want this to be bright. And so I'm going to leave it like this and let it dry completely. And then let's see if we can reveal our, or maybe it's going to be totally ruined with trying to remove the wax. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't done this before. In theory, in my head, it should work. We shall see. My canvas is dry. I am very nervous about this, because I really like my background so far, and I really hope this doesn't just screw everything up. But here we go. I think first I'm going to try scraping. Oh. Okay, now, but is it going to take away the paint from other areas? I don't know. Hopefully, now that we know where our butterfly is, maybe we can kind of stay within that realm. Let's see my stencil. I don't want to do too much. Oh. Very scary. Okay. It does come off super easy where the wax is. But see, like, more is coming off here than probably should have, but this wing goes all the way over to here. Wonder. And that's a little more firm. I can get a little bit more of a scrape there. Clean up that edge a little bit. I'm dirtying that with my baby wipe surrounding paint, so maybe that's not good. Try to be gentle. I don't want to take off too much. Well, I'm afraid to take it too far, and I kind of like the fact that it's not perfect. Anyways, hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time.